Brahmanava Punjabihar Jaya Radha Madhava Punjabihar Jaya Radha Madhava Punjabihar Jaya Radha Madhava Go, we already did. Yeah, good. The shade is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
15. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So, this morning we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 15, text number?
I think 5. So
I think it's step
5
Oh, chapter.
or text 5.
Yeah. Chapter 5, text 5. No. This is, I think we're right. Chapter 15.
Yeah, 115.5.
Yeah, 115.5, yeah. All right. Arjuna Vacha.
Arjuna Vacha.
Vanchitoham Maharaja.
Vanchitoham Maharaja.
Harina Bandhurupina.
Harina Bandhurupina.
Yiname Bharatam Tejo.
Yiname Bharatam Tejo.
Deva Vishma Anam Mahat.
Deva Visma Panam Mahat.
Arjuna Vacha.
Arjuna Vacha.
Vanchitoham Maharaja.
Vanchitoham Maharaja.
Harina Bandhurupina.
Harina Bandhurupina.
Yena me Bharatam Tejo.
Yiname Bharatam Tejo.
Deva Vishma Anam Mahat.
Deva Visma Panam Mahat.
Arjuna Vacha.
Arjuna Vacha.
Vanchitoham Maharaja.
Vanchitoham Maharaja.
Harina Bandhurupina.
Harina Bandhurupina.
Yena me Bharatam Tejo.
Yiname Bharatam Tejo.
Deva Vishma Anam Mahat.
Deva Visma Panam Mahat. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna Uvacha. Vanchitoham Maharaja. Vanchitoham Maharaja. Harina Bandhurupina. Harina Bandhurupina. Yiname Bharatam Tejo. Yiname Bharatam Tejo. Deva Visma Panam Mahat. Deva Visma Panam Mahat. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna Uvacha. Vanchitoham Maharaja. Vanchitoham Maharaja. Harina Bandhurupina. Harina Bandhurupina. Yena me paraham tejo. Yena me paratam tejo. Deva Visma Panam Mahat. Deva Visma Panam Mahat. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna Uvacha. Vanchitoham Maharaja. Harina Bandhurupina. Yena me Bharatam Tejo. Deva Visma Panam Mahat.
Arjuna Vacha.
Arjuna Vacha.
Arjuna said.
Arjuna said.
Vanchita.
Vanchita.
Left by him.
Led by him.
Aham. Myself.
Myself.
Maharaja.
Maharaja.
O king.
O king.
Harina.
Harina.
By the personality of Godhead.
By the personality of God.
Bandhurupina.
Bandhurupina.
As if an intimate friend.
As if an intimate friend.
Yena.
Yena.
By whom?
By whom?
Me.
Me.
My.
My.
Paratam.
Paratam.
I have been bereft.
I have been bereft.
Teja.
Teja.
Power.
Power.
Deva.
Deva.
Demigod.
Demigod.
Vismapanam.
Vismapanam.
Astonishing.
Astonishing.
Mahat.
Mahat.
Astounding.
Astounding.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Arjuna said, O king, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, who treated me exactly like an intimate friend, has left me alone. Thus, my astounding power, which astonished even the demigods, is no longer with me. Arjuna is powerful. Defeated Lord Shiva. That's power. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita 10.4, the Lord says, anyone specifically powerful and opulent in wealth, strength, beauty, knowledge, and all that is materially desirable is to be considered but a product of an insignificant portion of the complete whole of my energy. No one, therefore, can be independently powerful in any measure without being endowed by the Lord. When the Lord descends to the earth along with his eternal, ever-liberated associates, he not only displays the divine energy possessed by him, but also empowers his associate devotees with the required energy to execute his mission of incarnation. It is also stated in Bhagavad Gita 4:5 that the Lord and his eternal associates descend on the earth many times, but the Lord remembers all the different roles of incarnations, whereas the associates, by his supreme will, forget them. Similarly, the Lord takes away with him all his associates when he disappears from this earth. The power and energy which were bestowed upon Arjuna were required for fulfillment of the mission of the Lord. But when his mission was fulfilled, the emergency powers were withdrawn from Arjuna because the astounding powers of Arjuna, which were astonishing, even to the denizens of heaven, were no longer required, and they were not meant for going back to home, back to Godhead. If endowment of powers and withdrawal of powers by the Lord are possible, even for a great devotee like Arjuna, or even the demigods in heaven, then what to speak of the ordinary living beings who are but figs compared to such great souls? The lesson is, therefore, that no one should be puffed up for his powers borrowed by the Lord. The sane man should rather feel obliged to the Lord for such benedictions and must utilize such power for the service of the Lord. Such power can be withdrawn at any time by the Lord. So the best use of such power and opulence is to engage them in the service. To the Prabhupada. Om Jnanatamarandasya Jnanajana Chakshurvilitanvina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Yad Kripa Tadaham Bande Shri Guru Vijaya Vanshakapatmanusya Eva Chaparitana Bhave Yoshnavidyamanamana Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shavasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. I beg for the blessings, devotees, bless me to say something truthful, beneficial, and pleasing to you. So I'm going to read it. This verse I chant, Mukham Krotavachalam. Sometimes worry, what does that mean? Mukham Krotavachalam, Pangrinjam. By the mercy of the spiritual master, a lame person can cross mountains, and a deafened person can speak eloquently. So this is, we get the power by the mercy of Krishna, by the mercy of the Guru. Even a lame person can get the power to cross mountains. Or as Jesus said it, he can move mountains with faith. Move mountains. Power of the Lord. Like Arjuna, he had such incredible power by the mercy of Krishna. And I was just reading Prabhupada said that whatever ability we have, the ability to speak, Krishna can take it away. Even to hear. It's a blessing. There's a lot of people that are deaf. To be able to see, there's blind people. It's a blessing of Krishna. So we should always be very grateful. So here, Arjuna, he's saying that he's been left alone. Of course, Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita, so he knows he's not alone. Upadisthana Mantacha Bharta Bhaktameshka Parama Ekachapamita Dehistana Purusha. Krishna says within this body there's another transcendental majority. He's the Lord, he's the supreme proprietor, he's the overseer, he's the permitter. So no one is ever alone. But what's interesting is because people say people are so, there's such a lack of God consciousness. It's an epidemic now. Loneliness. People are lonely. And the main reason is, I'm sure you know why. Yeah. Technology. Technology. You know, like when I was growing up, the kids would be all over the parks, you know, playing football, baseball, and just, you know. Now, parks are empty. And what are the kids doing? Yeah, they have their phone and videos.
Games.
Yes. Huh?
Video games.
Video game. Yeah. They don't, there's no social interrelation. So that people are lonely. And this doesn't, these devices don't satisfy the desires of the soul. Interrelation. We're social beings. Yeah. So yeah, it's a major problem. And one of the reasons that brahmacharis get married also because they're sometimes feeling lonely. Actually, a nice thing we have in this country is we have brahmacharya ashram, although they're dwindling. There used to be a lot more brahmacharya ashram. So there's association. Yeah. So if one wants, it's possible to stay brahmacharya because you don't have to worry about being alone, especially if you're a Buddhist. You're out there talking to people all the time, yeah, making friends, and they're interchanging. That's a nice thing about book distribution. And this verse I quoted, actually, it's one of my favorite verses for remembering on book distribution. Krishna says that he is the overseer and the permitter. So whatever we're doing, Krishna is there. Wherever we are, whatever the Krishna is there, he's overseeing. And he's permitting. Nothing happens without the sanction of Krishna. He's the Paramishvara. We're the little Ishvaras. Teeny weeny. It's not Sanskrit, but teeny weeny. Teeny weeny Ishvara. We can control a little bit, but Krishna is the Paramishvara. So we have to try to become nimitta matram bhavasari sanchi, which means being instrument. Krishna told Arjuna, you just be an instrument in my hands. So this is what we should try to be, just instruments in the hands of Krishna. And whatever, if there is some result, then a devotee thinks, Mahadbir Bhakti Nishtaistan, the Swati Nityam Mandate. Narada says, devotees of the Lord do not think that the services they do are actions under their own control, but they are expressions of Krishna's supreme mercy. This is how a devotee thinks. Now, in the material world, you know, they have these, people have some success and they say, I'm a self-made man. Self-made man. By my strength, by my sincerity, by my intelligence, by my willpower, I'm a self-made man. But no, there is no self-made man. By the mercy of Krishna, just like Muhammad Ali, he was the biggest boxer in the world. And at one point he said, I am the greatest. I am the greatest. But then he got Parkinson's disease and he couldn't even walk properly. Any teenager could have gone out and beat him up. He couldn't think properly, couldn't walk properly. Krishna took it away. He said, oh, you're the greatest. Oh, really? Pride. Pride cometh before the fall. Pride's a big problem. False ego. Nirmana moha jita sangadosha. Adhyatma nitya vinayutikam. Dvandvar mukta sukadupati. And Krishna says that one who is free of false ego. See, we have our true ego, which is our true identity, but we're spirit souls. But then we get these bodies, and right from the beginning, we're growing up with our mother and children, coochie, coochie, coochie. It's such a cutie kid. And we get in this bodily conception of life, male, female, and sex desire moves in. It's false ego. Not male, not female, not man, not this, not that, but spirit soul. Yamana moha. This is the big illusion. The bodily conception of life. It's another epidemic. A lot of epidemics. This is a major one. Like practically everybody has this disease of false ego, this illusion of who they are. Jita Sangha dosha, who gives up bad association and associates with devotees. So the association is so important. By Krishna's mercy, I came just to get the association of Vaiseshika Guru. Of course, now the Vaishnavas here, because it's very inspiring. Whoever you associate with rubs off onto you. If we associate with low-class people, that rubs off also. And there's so many low-class people in Kali Yuga, so they're all rubbing shoulders with each other, and we have a big mess. But if we associate with devotees, then that association also rubs off onto us. And we become like those people whom we associate with. Nimana moha jitasanga adhyatma, who understands the eternal. There's another, it's not easy to understand. Like we've heard it, some of us have heard this a million times, we're not the body, but who realizes it, that we're actually the soul. It's a big step, it's a huge step, just to realize that I'm a soul. It's really fascinating. Is Socrates? He became a self-realized soul on his own. No guru, no books. He was just so sharp. That's rare. And Prabhupada was very talented. Socrates. But we're fortunate. We get to hear from Prabhupada. It's like one devotee was recently, he was saying how, we hear it again, when Prabhupada says you're not that body, it's like, just like it hits, because he's a self-realized soul. He knows, not the body. And he would say it puts more Shakti, a whole nother, I say it, it's like, yeah, I've heard that before. Prabhupada says it like, whoa, because he actually is self-realized soul. And this is the reality. The eye is the window to the soul. This is the consciousness. This is who we are. And Krishna, he's also a soul. We're a soul within a body, within a dead body. But Krishna is a soul. He's spirit complete. He's completely spirit. Therefore, he's Ashnamiram. He's no veins. We're a soul. We got veins. I was just reading a couple of years ago that our veins are so subtle, they're so small, that our veins can go around the planet twice. They're so fine. Yeah. Some of the veins, not all of them. Some of them, not the big ones. But some of the veins are so subtle, so tiny, go around the planet twice. And it's constantly working. Everything else, when we go to sleep, everything is resting, except for the heart. The heart, it keeps going, pumping. It's amazing. It's an amazing machine. The body is just like completely amazing. So nirmana moha jitasanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritti kama, who is free of lust This is the big challenge. The challenge of the century. Getting free of lust. Lust is another illusion. There's love, which is compared to gold, and lust is compared to iron. You know, everybody's attracted to gold; it's beautiful, but iron and lust means selfish. Love means selfless. So, which is more attractive?
Yeah.
To be selfless is much more attractive. It's like sometimes you meet selfish people, and it's not a very attractive. Then you meet selfless people. Oh, it's much more attractive. Like we were talking about Krishna the other day. He's like he's always there serving. Always there. Never pressed. Also, he was telling me he was at the Sadhu Sangha, and he served out for 16 hours. Which means, I mean, that from 8 to 8, that's 12. That's 12 hours. That means 4 more hours. That means from 8 to what?
I was
12?
after Mangalati.
After Mangalati, you're already serving up prasad.
Not something like in the kitchen, yeah.
Huh?
I mean, after Mangalati, I used to go there for shopping and things.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. Very nice attitude for that, for service attitude. And this is, what are we, when we're chanting Hare Krishna, we're praying for service. Praying for service. So, should have this service that this is very attractive. It's very attractive to Krishna, very attractive to Lord Chaitanya to have this service attitude. Like there was a devotee, Vijaya Prabhu. Maybe that was the person that he was. Maybe there's a devotee. He was a Brahmana. Call his name. He was a Brahmana, but he was very humble. Oh, Krishna, he was Krishna. He would want to get everybody's remnants. He wanted to serve all the devotees and get everyone's remnants. In Navadvip, just everybody. Doesn't matter, he's a Sudra, Brahman, I don't know. So Jadu Thakur, he was a Sudra. So this person, he came to Jadu Thakur with some mangoes. And they were discussing, and he said, yeah, I brought some mangoes here for you. And if you don't mind, maybe I can have the remnants from you folks. Oh, no, I can't do that. You're a Brahmana, I'm just a Sudra. And then he quoted some verses, a whole bunch of stuff, that someone may be born in this family or that family, but if one is a devotee, Vaishnava. Muchi hoy, suchi hoy, Yari Krishna Bhaja. One may be born in a very muchi. Muchi means godly. One may be born into a muchi family, but if he becomes a devotee, he becomes suchi. Yeah. Well, one may be born into a very suchi family, nice Brahmana, pakka, and those awesome but he's not a devotee, then muchi. 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 So Jadu Thakur, he was suchi. So he wouldn't give him his remnants. So what did this devotee do? He waited outside. They took the remnants. He had to wait a while, but they didn't immediately take it. He had to be patient too. So he waited, and they had the mango, they threw it out. He went up and got it. The husband and wife, and he's taking the remnants. So, and this devotee, Lord Chaitanya, when he would go to the temple, they would wash his feet, and nobody was allowed to take the water with this devotee. Lord Chaitanya let it. He let him take them 3 times. He got the mercy. And then Lord Chaitanya said, all right, that's enough. And then he was taking prasadam, and Lord Chaitanya, he's omniscient, he knew he was out there waiting. So Lord Chaitanya told us, give him some then. Give him some then. But generally people wouldn't even do that. But Lord Chaitanya saw the sincerity of this devotee is attracted to humility. So nirmana moha jita sangha dosha adhyatma nitya vinibhutikala dvandvar, who is free of the duality, dvandvar mukta, dualities of happiness and distress. So much duality in this world. Labante brahma nirvana rasikshima kamatra china dvaiti atatma sarvabhata yatevata. That one who is free of the dualities that arise from doubt. I love this. I love that first line. If we have faith, of course, this is for devotees. If we have faith in whatever Krishna arranges, then whatever happens to us, it's good. Because Krishna has our best interest at heart. He just wants to see us grow. Prabhupada says much, much more than we want to go back to God. He wants us to go back to God. So he wants us to grow. So we have to have faith that whatever happens, it's good. It's good. One who's free of the dualities arising from whose mind is always engaged within. What's the devotee's mind doing? Thinking of Krishna. We're praying, chanting Hare Krishna, so we remember Krishna. Always remember Krishna. Who's always busy acting for the welfare of others. And the best way to act for others is to give Prabhupada's books. That's the best. Because there's so much ignorance. That's another epidemic. Ignorance. Huge epidemic, a lot of ignorance. You go to the university and you learn more ignorance. Actually, you go backward, yeah. Many devotees have told me they went to university and that's where they learned how to sin. Sophisticated sin. Om Jnana, we are born into the darkness of ignorance, and the spiritual master comes and he gives the torch of knowledge. So we're born in ignorance. So we come here and we get this knowledge, at least in our ISKCON society, we get some education. Like before I joined, I didn't like school. What are they teaching me? When I got to Bhagavad Gita, I said, whoa, here's something I want to learn. This is education. This is real education. And therefore Krishna says, Raja Vidya is the king. King of knowledge, Raja Vidya, the king of knowledge, Raja Vidya, Raja Vidya is the most secret of all secrets. This is what people should be learning. But even you go to the land of Dharma, go to India, and you can't distribute Bhagavad Gita's on campus. Yeah. You have to get permission. I went to one university and I was stopped by the security. He said, you can do it, but you have to get permission. I went to the president and she was pious, so she'd get it. But I'm sure many of them, I'm sure they wouldn't. Secular, even in India, secular. Very sad. The land of Dharma. So nirmana moha jita sangada adhyatma ditya virivritikam dvandvara mukta sukha dukkha that shantimura for the movement. And who knows the science of God, such a person is understood to be liberated. It's a beautiful verse. One who is free of false ego, illusion, bad association, nirmana moha jita sangada adhyatma, who understands the eternal, who was free of lust, who was free of the dualities of happiness and distress, heat and cold, and who knows the science of God. Such a person is liberated. So this is the key to going back home. So Prabhupada, when he came to America, one might think that he was alone. He'd have practically, he went to Butler, Pennsylvania. They weren't friends. It was just, he was staying there because they got sponsorship there. And then he went to Dr. Mishra, and he was practically an enemy. They were just fighting, in person. It was a rascal. So they didn't have, there's a lot of, as they say, duking it out. There was a lot of argument going on. Eventually, Prabhupada, he couldn't stay because he would also let him preach, and Prabhupada was preaching bhakti, so he stopped him. Too much bhakti going in there. But Prabhupada said, I never felt alone. I always felt the presence of my spiritualness. And this is why he had so much success. He was legitimate. Incredible. This is powerful. We're hearing here about Arjuna. He's very powerful. Prabhupada. 70 years old. Arjuna, he's young, strong. About 70 years old. It was an interesting pastime where there was a court case, that court case in Bhaktivedanta Manor. So they had to get a lawyer because it's big, they wanted to close it down. From the manors, like George Harrison gave it a beautiful facility. So they had to get a lawyer. And the lawyer said, I'm going to take your case, but I got to learn what you guys believe. Give me some books. So he said, all right. They gave him a bunch of books. So one of the books was Lila Amrita. And lawyers they're fast readers. They got, so many books, So finally he went to them and said, your spiritual master, he's amazing. And Sivaram Swami, he was a GBC at the time. He must have been maybe 35 or maybe 40. And this lawyer said, your spiritual master, he's amazing. Sivaram Swami said, yeah, I know. He's our guru. And all the boys, yeah, we know. No, you don't understand how amazing he is. No, we know. We know how amazing he is. No, you don't, because I'm 70. He was 70. You're only 35. You guys aren't 70. You don't know what it's like to be 70 years old. So that's why I'm saying he's amazing. So you got a lot of respect for Prabhupada. And I'm almost there. Another year and a half, I'll be there. I'm already feeling it. So Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Amazing. Here it says, astounding, astonishing. This Prabhupada. Astonishing, astounding, amazing what he did. And not only was he able to do that, but he was able to convince the youth in America to also do the same thing. He was sending people. He sent one young man to Baltimore and sent him to Australia. There's not one devotee in the whole country. Go there and preach. Baltimore. And he did. I think there's that statement Prabhupada says that the spiritual master does not have a material body because it is being surcharged with the current of Krishna's identical interests. So Prabhupada, he had this, he was surcharged with this bhakti, and other people, other devotees, they caught this. He was surcharged with this current, so that he passed on this current of bhakti to others. He went to Australia. Another devotee sent to the Philippines. No devotee did. Another devotee sent to Germany. Another one to South Africa. This devotee, Shruti, 19 years old. Now this is apartheid. Apartheid.
Yeah.
So they caught him. He was preaching. They put him on. They took him up to the 16th story, and the guy there said, "You know, I could throw you out this window, and no one would say anything." But then this person didn't know, and Sudi told him, "You know, you probably don't want to do that because my mother is downstairs, and she's a lawyer from America." So then he went to the window and he's waving at his mother, and his mother looked at him. They let him go. So, but they would do stuff like that in South Africa. It's crazy. So he went there and he preached. Had great success. And he goes there every year now because devotees love him. He was a real adventurer. Prabhupada told one devotee in Australia, he said, "I hope you have all success in your transcendental adventure." That's what it is. It's like we go on book distribution. It's a transcendental adventure. We don't know what's going to happen. There's always nice things that happen. Every day there's nice things that happen. It's a transcendental, ecstatic adventure. The Prabhupada was sending people all over the place. South America. There's one instance where Prabhupada, he was in Los Angeles, and he told Rita Maharaj, he said, "I want you to be the GBC of South America." Now, he was, at that time, he was 24. Yeah, and that was an old GBC now. So there was 20, 21, the whole movement was being run by these, but I mean, now I think these are kids, you know. You know, maybe the oldest GBC member was 28 or something. You don't know anything about managing a society, you know. So, okay, I'm the GBC. We're South America. You got, how many, there's like 20 countries in South America. Yeah, it's like, so then he goes to Laguna Beach. No, actually, no, Prabhupada. In Los Angeles, he says, "Now you're the GBC for South America. I received this letter from Brazil." So he gave this letter to Vidananda Maharaj. See if you can find out this person. He wants a center. He wants a temple in Brazil. So he said, "All right." So he got this letter. He knew a little bit of Spanish. Vidananda didn't know any Portuguese. It's like the difference between Italian and Spanish, I guess. Got difference. Not a big difference, but there's a difference. So he went down to Laguna Beach, and there was one student visiting the temple in Laguna Beach. And once one devotee was talking to him, and he found out he was from Brazil, he said, "Oh no, yeah, the sannyasi who's in charge of South America, he's upstairs now. Maybe go talk to him." Yeah, right. So he went up and he's talking to him. And he said, "Oh, I have this letter from Brazil. Do you know where this is?" So he handed the envelope to him, and he looks at the address, and he's like, "This is my address." We don't understand. How is that possible? This person that wrote this letter, that's my brother. There's like at that point, there's like, I don't know, 15 million people in Brazil. And this one person comes to his room, and he's got the letter to his brother's house. I mean, what are the chances? Like 1 in a billion? Unbelievable. So he opened it up and he said, "Yeah, my brother wants you guys to go down and open a center." Rita and I said, "All right, well, we know where it is now." And this person that sent the letter to Prabhupada, he's a sannyasi now in Brazil. Very nice devotee, Dhanvantari Swami. He used to be a dentist. I guess that's why Prabhupada called him Dhanvantari. Or maybe Prabhupada didn't know he was a doctor. Very nice devotee. And the devotee that his brother, that Ridananda Maharaj spoke to, he also got initiated by Prabhupada. Amazing. Amazing things happen. And Prabhupada was just inconceivable, amazing things. What happened? So, because he's very powerful. So I'll tell you a couple, I've been reading this, Leland read, there's so many nice pastimes of Prabhupada. I'll share it with you. You can't miss with Prabhupada pastimes. The Prabhupada, he sent 3 couples to England to preach. But actually what happened is Syamasundar, he was in jail. He was in jail. Before he went to jail, he said, Prabhupada, I had to go to jail. I said, why do you have to go to jail? I was selling drugs. And Prabhupada said, yeah, I also used to sell drugs. But there you go. But Prabhupada, I have to go to jail. Krishna was born in jail. Prabhupada, you know how to change things around you. Mamaji had to go to jail too, because they're partners in crime.
Yes.
They were selling drugs. So they thought they were going to have to go to jail for like a year. And Prabhupada said, no, it's okay. Krishna will let you know. And then Prabhupada went traveling, and he came back just a month later, and they let him out. You know, they had that thing, you get out on good behavior.
Mm.
So they were very good. Let him out. They were there to greet Prabhupada. See, Prabhupada, it was Prabhupada, you know. Amazing. They were, this is also before they went to England. They were renting a storefront. And the money, you know, sometimes it would come, sometimes it wouldn't. And if you don't pay, you get evicted. So there was one time it was just like really, I mean, if they didn't pay that day, they're going to get evicted. So him and his wife were like thinking, oh my God, what's going to happen today? So believe it or not, he told me this. He said they're walking down the street and $100 bills.
Oh.
Yeah, $100 bills coming down. And they're picking him up. And then, thanks, Krishna. Mystical. This is Krishna. Super souls in the heart, you know. So then they went to England, and there was at one point, you know, this very amazing devotee, Yamuna. You all know Yamuna. We Yamuna. We hear the song. She was married to Guru Das, and Guru Das was filming. Prabhupada is walking with Yamuna in that land there, John Lennon's land. They had that. They were able to stay there for a few months. So Yamuna is walking behind Prabhupada. She figured, I'll follow in the footsteps. So she looks down, and there's no footprints. Now there was dew, there's a little water on the grass. It's England. So she looked down and she said, Prabhupada, you're not leaving any footsteps. She looked behind. I'm leaving footsteps, Prabhupada. Footprints. You're not leaving any footprints. I mean, that's like, you know, I mean, many devotees said Prabhupada's floating, but this is proof. Prabhupada was floating. So what did Prabhupada do? He turned around and said, in the future, you'll understand. And they continued floating. So he was, when he first arrived in England, when the devotees were there, they had a place, so now Prabhupada arrives in England. And there's, wherever Prabhupada would go, there'd always be reporters, because we were big by then. The devotees were making such a hit there. There was a front page, Krishna startles London. They sent it to Prabhupada. Now his godbrothers went there, and they got one old lady, Gaudiya Ma. Someone devotee went there and knocked on her door, and she said, "Are you with Gaudiya Ma?" Well, no. All right, I don't talk to you. Yeah. That was their big. So one reporter asked Prabhupada when he arrived in the airport, so why have you come to him? So Prabhupada said, you know, you British, when you went to India, you went there, and when you left, you took so much, but you didn't take the most valuable, which is the Vedic knowledge. I've come to give you, to bring to you, which is most valuable. You forgot to take it. So it's like, well, okay, well, thank you. So many British devotees came. Another time, Prabhupada was in a park in London, and you know he used to use neem to brush his teeth, and he had teeth right up until he was 70. He had his teeth. He would sometimes if he'd be talking to elderly people, you still have your teeth? Well, I still have all mine. Then a couple of years later, he lost one. He lost another. He was losing some as he was after that. So he didn't have any need, but there's something which is next best: eucalyptus. So there was a eucalyptus tree there in the park. So Prabhupada told the servant, "Go up in the tree there and get a twigs about this big. I'll use them for brushing my teeth." So the devotee climbs up the tree, and the Bobby comes. Bobby means the police. The police comes by and says, "Hey, what are you doing up there?" He said, "Oh, my spiritual master, he uses these to brush his teeth." So he told me to come and get some for him. You can't do that. Come on, get down. So the devotee said, "Well, I can't tell him. I can't. You have to go tell him. I can't. He's my guru. I can't. So please just go tell him." Yeah, all right. So we don't know where he told Prabhupada, your disciple, he's up there, he's getting twigs from the tree. He can't do that. You got to tell him he can't do that. Prabhupada looked at him and said, "You know, you British went to India. And when you left, you took so much. You took the jewels, you had the British crown, so many jewels you took, so much you took. And you're saying I can't have a twig off this tree?" He said, "All right, go ahead." Well, I'm sorry. So many wonderful pastimes. Any questions? Krishna. Yeah.
I had a couple questions. One was, I think you mentioned about most people don't understand that we're not the body.
Yeah.
Is it not really emphasized in other faiths?
Well, I think that we are the only ones that have that understanding that we're not the body or the soul. I grew up a Christian, and in the Bible, there's only one mention that I know, and that is that what profiteth the man, he gain the whole world, but lose the eternal soul. So that's the only reference I know of where it's mentioned that of the soul.
But I guess most people, regardless of other faiths, they don't realize it.
Buddhists have no understanding, and I don't know. Muslim, anybody ever read the Quran?
Little bit, not much.
I wonder if they have an understanding that we're actually so we're not the body. We're not Muslims. We're not Christian, Jewish.
In my experience, personally, I haven't heard them saying much about that.
I wonder if Judaism has any understanding of the soul.
I guess my second question is a little off topic.
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused about why did Brahma get attracted to this god? Like, what was the reason?
Well, there's as I mentioned the other day, our first birth is Brahma. So it's not that they're all pure devotees. The Brahma here, Prabhupada said he's a pure devotee. But It's not that, that you're born Brahman, you're a pure devotee. It's a major problem that fathers are attracted to their daughters. It's a major problem. I think Mukunda Maharaj told me that 7 out of 10 fathers in their whether children are growing up, girls, they do some type of improper behavior, either fondling or actually sexual activity. My father, he had incest with my sister,
Uh-huh.
such a rascal. And it's a major problem. Incest is a big problem. And the reason is because the little girls are growing up and they don't even know, just like, kids, they don't even know they're girls. They don't know the difference between a girl and a boy. Up to 5, it's just, they're just people. Then eventually sex desire, oh, that's definitely a woman. So then, there's differentiation. Like one devotee told me, Radhashyam told me, he said, up till the time we were 10, the girls and boys were all playing together. But after 10, his father told all the boys and girls, now you play separate. After 10, because then it, can be a problem. So the girls are growing up, and they're just, they love their father, and as they're growing up, the girls they're feeling the same towards the father. So much affection, so much love, but now their bodies are going through major changes. They have breasts, and they're beautiful, and very attractive. So and the fathers also, they're not pure devotees, and many of them aren't religious also, and actually many of them, even the ones that are religious, they also do this incest. And the reason is because the girls, they still have so much affection for their fathers and so much love, and they come and they embrace them still, but he's a conditioned soul with lust, so it takes a change. One friend of mine, he has two sons, devoted. Prabhupada son, nice devotee. He's got 2 sons. But then he hears about this, the Lord Brahman, so much incest, and he's thinking, thank you, Krishna, for giving me 2 boys and no girls. Because that's there. Even here, there's an instance of a devotee here, living in California. He fondled his daughter. And since then, he hasn't been able to enter the temple for 40 years. And his daughter never saw him again after that. So yeah, it's lust is a problem. It's a disease. So this is what he was attracted, and she changed her form. I think he changed his form. It's a mess. Lust is a mess. It's a mess. So better to try to get free of it, because it's a major. It's an epidemic. Another epidemic. There's a lot of epidemics. And this is the cure. When we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna is doing heart surgery, subtle heart surgery. He's cleansing the heart, and mind surgery, purifying the mind, purifying the heart. So we should let Krishna do it, and try to focus. Got to focus on serving Krishna. We focus on if we again focus on satisfying our material desires, our lust. Krishna says in the Gita is Kamrupena Kaunte Dushprena. It burns like fire and never satisfies. Burns like fire and never satisfies. There from the very beginning, once you curb the symbol of sin, lust, by regulating the senses and slay this formidable enemy known as lust. It's a big enemy. Yeah.
And I just wanted to, because then I think that based on what I interpreted, Brahma had a transit in the body at that time.
Well, he has a subtle body. He has a subtle body, just like demigods. They have subtle bodies. Like if Lord Brahma, like I mentioned that story. I don't know if you saw it. Prabhupada was in Los Angeles, and there was a kirtan, and it was ecstatic kirtan. And then Prabhupada got off the yasa and he started dancing, and then it just like went off the roof. And then Prabhupada said, "Did you see it? You see who, Prabhupada? Now they're doing it." Prabhupada saw. Now what is demigod. Sage amongst demigod. So they have subtle bodies. Lord Brahma also has a subtle body, not transcendental.
I guess based on the translation, what I found was he had a transcendental body. That's what it said, and then he gave it up, and then he got a body conducive that allows you to have lust or like have sex desire. Like and then his original body became fog.
Uh-huh.
I got confused. Like what's
You have to show me.
It's in the purport. Did you read the purport?
yeah purporting
Yeah, well, I'll have to do it.
I'll spend over that.
third canto marks.
There you go. We'll look at it. Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Is this Vijaya Prabhu ki
Yeah. Yeah.